Hello everybody, we're here at the Barre Method Wexford. My name is Mandy, I'm the owner of the studio. This is Carrie, she is one of my instructors and she's going to be demonstrating today. So today I wanted to give you a little idea of what to expect from class. So the things that you're going to need: weights or a weight-like substitute, a bath towel rolled up or a football, a strap or strap-like object. For that I would use something that's not elastic, so maybe like a dog leash or a necktie. Support for your abdominal work, so that would be a variety of pillows. Your bar or your bar substitute, so a kitchen counter would be a great idea, or you can take a chair, turn it around and press it against the back of the wall so that you're using the back of the chair. And I would recommend doing class on a carpet because it's best for joints, but if you don't have that option and you do have a yoga mat, I would keep that handy so that way you can have it layered up, kind of like folded up like it would be a crepe, and that could be a little bit of padding if you're doing this on hardwood floor. So what you're going to get out of today's class is full body awareness. Here at the Barre Method, we really want to make sure that your mind is connected to your body. For you guys taking right now, you are in the middle of your, maybe not the middle, the beginning or a couple weeks into your running training for this season. And we really want to make sure that you realize how all of your parts work together, so this would serve as a great cross-training effort for you. You'll hear us talk about the muscles and where you should be feeling things. And at the Barre Method, we're really focused on safety. So if there are any modifications that somebody need, we do have a lot of runners. So we see a lot of knee injuries, shoulder injuries. We have clients of all ages, both genders. We have pregnant women, postpartum. We see it all. So we're always curious if you have any injuries, any sensitivities that we should know about in class and what we should plan for. If you have any questions after class, feel free to send us a DM on Instagram, Barre Method Wexford, or you can send us an email, Wexford, WEXFORD, @barremethod.com. We would love to hear from you. And of course, you're welcome in for a free class so you can see our space and see what it's like for an in-studio experience. So with that, I think and also just so you know, we are taking class in masks today. It's not nearly as bad as it sounds, and we're following all CDC protocol as well as Pennsylvania health guidelines, which is why you see us in the masks. All right, if you have any questions, let us know, and we're gonna get started. Let me turn on some music. All right. We're gonna begin with leg lifts. Begin to lift your knees. Lift, lift, lift. Today we're going to do pull down. So raise your elbows up, pull down, down, down. Now notice how Carrie is only lifting her knees to the height of her hips. That is protecting your hip flexors. Point your toes down to the floor and get a nice shin stretch. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. Coming down the floor, we're going to set up for your push-ups. Now you can do these on your knees or the balls of your feet. Make sure that your knees or your feet, whichever one you're doing, are pointed up towards the ceiling. That protects your hips. You guys are going to do 20 push-ups. Ready? Begin. Move down. That's 1, down, 2, down, 3, down, 4, down, 5, down, 6, down, 7, down, 8, down, 9, down, last 10, down, 1, down, 2, pick your head up, that's 3, down, 4, down, 5, down, 6, down, 7, down, 8, down, 9, down. Release. Press yourself into a puppy stretch. So the key to your puppy stretch is keeping your hips up and really pressing your chest down. Exhale, slide on forward. Let's set up for your plank. Place your forearms down. Place your feet hip distance apart and parallel. Really lift your hips a little higher than your ribs. That's again going to protect your hip flexors in the long run. Lengthen through the back of your legs. And if you're on your knees, point your toes up towards the ceiling. Exhale, exhale. Separate the space between your shoulder blades. And if you can see yourself, align your shoulders over your elbows. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. Now give yourself a nice child's pose by bringing your seat to your heels. Try to take your knees a little bit wider than your hips. And then from here, you can turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Make your stretch about your upper back, pulling your shoulders down. Release, round on up. We're gonna set up reverse push-ups. Carrie, if you wouldn't mind facing towards, yep, there we go. Now you're gonna place your hands underneath your shoulders, turn your fingers forward, place your feet hip distance apart and parallel. Lift up your seat, shift your rib cage back so it's between your upper arms, and then tuck your butt. From here, move down an inch and up, down and up. Now this exercise is working the backs of your arms, your triceps. Notice how Carrie's shoulders are very still. Your motion is coming from your elbow. You're making your triceps do the work. Your feet should be in front of your knees. Press down quickly. Down, down, down. Don't give up. If you're shaking, that's a good thing. Down, down. Last 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Really sit on down and sit cross-legged. Let's do a little stretch. Raise your left arm up. Take hold of your elbow. Pull your elbow back. Kind of expand through your chest a bit. Maybe lift up so you're out of your hips. And then you can bend to the side. Exhale, change sides. Take hold of your opposite arm. Once again, pull it back. Press your shoulders down. And then if you'd like, you can stretch through your side body. Release. All right, use your downward dog to come up off the floor. Give your hamstrings a little bit of love, maximizing all of your efforts. Then walk your hands towards your feet, slowly round up, and then pick up one of your lighter weights. Now in studio, we would recommend using a 2-pound weight. Thanks, Carrie, for turning to the side. Now from here, step your left foot out, turn your left toes out slightly. Raise your left arm up. Now you want to try to have your left arm above the height of your hip. Slide your right hand high on your thigh, bend your right knee. From here, lift your left arm. Lift, lift, lift. Now this is an untucked seat exercise. So right now your seat should be relaxed, almost like you're sticking it out, elongating through your low back. And then by doing so, you can press your left heel into the floor. If your left heel doesn't want to go into the floor, really think about releasing your seat. Drop your left shoulder down. You really want to have square shoulders here. Keep your chin lifted. I like to find my big toe on my right foot and then lift my gaze probably about maybe a foot along the carpet. Keep my neck in line with my spine. Really nice height of your weight carry. Lift up quickly. Lift, lift, lift. All right, let's do last 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. Let's change sides. Carrie, will you face towards the camera this time? Yep, that way we'll show everybody your nice square shoulders. So raise your right arm up, lengthen it. When you look down at your ankles, you've got about 1.5 feet between your ankles. However, your right leg is further behind. So think railroad tracks, not a tightrope. From here, raise your right arm up, lift up an inch. Lift up, lift up. Now this is a really tiny motion. I like to think as I'm pointing onto my weight how my index finger is going to be up and down a ruler right behind me. Resist the urge to raise your right shoulder up. Really fight to keep it pressed down towards the floor. Nice square shoulders. And if you really want to pick up your heart rate, bend your left knee just a little bit more. Activating your quads. Remember to relax your seat. Lift up quickly. Lift, lift, lift. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. All right, so now we're going to do a stretch. Stay holding onto your weight. Come up tall. Soften your knees. Raise your weight up. Gently lower behind your head. Bend forward at your waist, maybe putting some weight to the balls of your feet. Press your elbows towards your ears. Release, very nice. Let's continue with some shoulder work. We're gonna do some V-shaped shoulder walks. So to begin, you want a matching set of weights. Place your feet underneath your hips, soften your knees, rest your weights on your thighs, and then turn them out ever so slightly. Now from here, we're gonna take 2 counts, raising your weights up to your shoulders. Move up, up, down, down. Move up, up, down, down. Really nice use of your breath, Carrie. Controlled, easy in, easy out. Now you have a soft bend in your knees. Keep it gently bent forward at your waist, keeping the work at the front of your body. So you want to think once again about putting some weight into the balls of your feet. Keep your shoulder blades pressed down. Now really fight for your longest arms. On your next one, pause the top. Lift up an inch and down. Lift and lower. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release, lower your weights down to the floor. And then head over to your version of the bar. Now, like we said, a kitchen counter works wonderfully, but if you need to use a chair, turn it around, press your hand against the back of the chair. We're going to move into heel twist. Place your feet underneath your hips. Now this time, lengthen your legs. Give your butt a little squeeze. And from here, begin to lift and lower, lift and lower. All right, so what are you doing? You're working up the arches of your feet. That part's really important. You're going to find out where the top of your arch is. You're also warming up your calves. Now, just like you know, for all running, in order to hit your goal, you're using your entire body. That's exactly what you're doing here in barre method. Lift up quickly, lift, lift, lift. Now you have the option to find something to focus on, and then from there you can bring your hands into a half prayer or a full prayer if you dare. And if you've got heels right with your shoulders, you can raise both arms up. Remember to continue to tap your heels off the carpet. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. Sorry, turn it to face the bar. We're going to set up for a calf stretch. Step your left foot back. Press your left heel down. And we're going to do a little chest stretch. Excuse me. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, change legs. Step your opposite foot back. Lengthen through the back of your calf. And now from here, you can take your hands, hold them up towards the ceiling, like your palms are pressing up. Release. All right, turn back to face me. And we're going to set up for your first set of thigh. And we're going to be doing something called legs together, but we're going to use a mini mat. Now at home, this would be where your football or maybe a towel rolled up would be a really nice substitute. We're going to bring some awareness to your inner thighs. So from here, your toes, your heels, everything should be zipped up tight. Come up onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees. Come down to your challenge point. From here, start to move down an inch and up, down and up, down and up. All right, so what's happening here? We're definitely focusing on your quads. So if you're feeling some shaking in your thighs, it's not a bad thing. It's definitely a good thing. Don't be afraid of the shake. Not everybody does, but if you are, and even if you're shaking a lot, it's definitely okay. Now continue to keep your shoulders aligned over your hips, over your heels. You really want the insteps of your feet to be almost vertical. This is keeping the work in your quads and out of your knees. Resist the temptation to stop. And if you need to, just hold still. Keep your chin lifted. All right, we're really gonna slow down. Move down and hold. Down and hold. Keep your shoulders pressed down. Now, if you're wondering what your distance from the bar should be, it's about a half arm's distance so that you can lightly grip the bar. Notice how you can barely see Carrie moving. Everything with bar is very small. Notice how she really sticks the bottom and holds really still. Press down quickly. Down, down, down. Now, why are you using this mini mat? Keep your thighs squeezed together. We're strengthening your inner thighs, really supporting the muscles around your knees. Option, raise your side arm up. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. All right, let your mini mat, your football, fall aside, but just not too far. Step your feet out wide. We're going to move into a second position here. So with this, the key is that you want to have your knees over your heels and then turn your toes in slightly. It's going to match the turnout of your hips, protecting your hip flexors. We're going to keep your heels down for this exercise, so really press them into the floor and start to move down and up, down and up, down and up. So once again, now that we're moving, how's it feel as you press your heels into the floor? Your hand that's on your waist, pull your belly in, press your shoulders down. You're always engaging your posture muscles. Let's slow it down, move down the fold. Here you've got a little grip on your seat. So imagine where your butt meets your hamstrings. You want to continue to keep your shoulders over your hips. Really nice job there, Carrie, gaining on your depth. Carrie, how many marathons have you ran? 4. Proof in the pudding right here. Press down quickly, down, down, down. All right, same option. You can come into a prayer, half or full. If you want to raise your arms up above, you can too. Find something to focus on. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. All right, come on back up. Bring your football, your towel, your mini mat, whatever it happens to be. We're going to do another round of legs together, just like we did on the first. All right, stand a half arm distance away from the bar. Raise up your heels. This is your third and final set. Come down to your challenge point for you. Really use your inner thighs to grip your mini mat and start to move down an inch and up, down and up. We're keeping it really simple today with the choreography because we really want you to focus on the muscles that we're talking about right here. So your inner thighs and the tops of your quads. Your seat's pretty relaxed right now. Press your shoulders back. And you can see yourself, really look to make sure your shoulders are over your hips. Keep your chest lifted. It's really hard to do, especially if this is your first class. And if it feels easy, then raise your heels back up. Shift your shoulders back. Get another inch lower. Down and up. Down and up. Let's slow down. Down and hold. Down, hold. Down, hold. Don't forget about that mini mat, about your football, about that towel. Really use your inner thighs. Our outer quads tend to be so strong, but we really need to focus on our inner thighs. Your cross training will appreciate it. Your injury-free self will appreciate it. Down and hold. Press down quickly. Down, down. All right, the finish line is in sight. This is your third and final set of 5. So what do you need to improve on? For me, it's always my shoulders down, and then I try to get a little bit lower. Where's my elbow in comparison to the bar? Raise your side arm up. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. You guys are done with 9. Turn in to face your support. We're going to do a quick quad stretch. Take your left foot to your left hand. Try to point your knee down towards the floor. Exhale, change sides. Release. All right, so now we're gonna set up for some seat work. And today you guys are gonna do what we call standing seat, a bar method classic, facing in towards your support. So begin half arm's distance away from the bar. That means that your elbows are gently in front of your body. Place your feet hip distance apart, parallel. Soften your knees. Give your butt a little squeeze. From here, you can roll your hips forward, and if you were looking down, you might even see your hips coming forward. Take your left foot, rest it on the carpet behind you. Continue to squeeze your butt. Now from here, raise your left foot as high as you can for you. You've got sensitive knees, especially if you have a previous running injury. Your foot might be a little bit closer to the floor. If you can get it closer to your butt, that's great, more hamstring work, but take it for what you can. Look down. You want to make sure that your left knee is right underneath your hip, maybe an inch in front of it. Now come back to thinking about where your butt meets your hamstring, and press back an inch. Back. 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 So like I mentioned, this is your seat exercise today. It's glute max focused. Now if your leg is moving really big, that's when you know you're not really squeezing your butt. I like to think about two cheeks becoming one. Keep your standing knee, that's your right leg at this time. Nice soft bend. That's helping you keep your cheeks squeezed together and also preventing you from locking out on that leg. Now engage your posture muscles. Start at your abs. Pull your belly button in. Think about how your abdominals work, help stabilize you. Press your shoulders down and lift your chin. Come back to where you're squeezing your seat. This should be hard. Press back, back, back. Think about keeping your hips level. So oftentimes, when we're waiting for like a bus or we're just standing around, how you kind of sink into one hip, you really want to lift your left hip up so it's even with your right hip. Press back quickly. Back, back, back. All right, from here, you have the option, especially if your support is stable, you can come up onto a releve here. Continue to press your left foot back. Give your butt one more squeeze. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. Stay holding on to your support, but walk your feet back. We're going to do what we call a pull-away stretch. You make your body into an upside-down L shape here. Now you can soften one knee, and if it feels good, you can bring your hands down to your bent knee side. If it doesn't feel good, if your hamstrings say no thank you, you can keep your hands on your support. Now come through center, change sides. Giving the same love and attention. For running, that's definitely hard to do. Give yourself a patience through the stretches. Release, round up, and then come on back up. We're going to set up for your other cheek for standing seat. So come back to your half arm's distance away from the bar. Place your feet hip distance apart, parallel, soften your knees. Now this time it's your right side. Press your toes into the floor, look down, squeeze your butt, roll your hips forward. You should have seen your body move. Now from here, raise your right foot up to whatever feels good for you on this side. And remember, your right knee is right underneath your hip, maybe a little bit in front of it, especially if you've got sensitive hip flexors. Come back to thinking about where your butt meets your hamstring, and move back an inch. Back an inch. Back. Now if your leg's really swinging, that means that you're not squeezing your seat. This isn't a cardio exercise right now. It's a glute strengthening exercise. Muscle defining. Press back. Back. Carrie, try pulling your right hip a little bit towards me. And that's an example of some of the verbal adjustments that we did here in the studio. We know everybody's name. We We always work to keep them in the best form, whether it be form for safety or the form to challenge you. Press back, back, back. Now it's a good time to do your body scan. Your left knee should be soft. Keep your butt squeezed. Press your shoulders down. Pull your belly in. Press that quickly. Back, back, back. All right, coming into your last few moments, option to come up onto releve. If that doesn't feel great, you can definitely stay flat-footed. Make sure you've got a nice support. Back, back, back. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. All right, we're gonna give yourself another pull away stretch here. Stay holding onto the bar, walk your feet back. I really like sending my straight leg hip up towards the ceiling. If you'd like, you can come on down to the carpet. Come through center, change sides. Release. Now we're going to do a longer thigh stretch, and I'm going to change the angle here. So, don't mind us as we take you for a little bit of a ride. And we're going to come on down to the carpet, step your right foot forward, and slide your left leg back towards the center of the room. Really press your hands into the bar, and then from there, think about the stretch happening through your left hip, through your left quad. Now, if you'd like, you can take the runner's lunge, but if you take the runner's lunge, really make sure you lengthen through the back of your leg. Notice how there's no bend in Carrie's knee. If that doesn't feel so hot, you can stay on the floor. Now from here, raise your left arm up, match with your other arm, gently pull your shoulders down, protect your neck, and gently arch back. Come on back to the bar, lower your knee if you lifted it, lengthen your front leg, flex your front foot. Now we're setting up into another hamstring stretch. Notice how Carrie's hip is right over her knee. It's giving you the best hamstring stretch. Most of you at home probably need to walk your left knee back towards the center of the room. All right, if you'd like, you can come on down to the carpet. And then if you'd like from here, slide wider into your version of the split. Took the split, come back to the hamstring stretch. Bring your hands to meet, swing your leg around behind you. Gently change sides. Step your opposite foot forward. Slide your left leg back. Press your hands into the bar. From here, raise your left arm up, or you can come up into the runner's lunge. Thank you, Carrie. Now you can match with your arm. And I'm watching you backwards. So if you all were like, why'd she say left and right? It's because I'm watching her on the camera. The world of virtual. All right, come on back to the bar. Come on down to the floor. Let's take your hamstring stretch. Really send your hands wide on your support if it's wide enough for you to do so. Think about your upper back. I know that when we run, we tend to kind of hunch our shoulders forward. Now if you'd like, you can come on down to the carpet. And if you'd like, you can slide wider into your split stretch. Come on back to your hamstring stretch. Bring your hands to meet. Swing your leg around behind you. However, don't go far. We're going to move into an exercise called round back. So what you're going to want to do, stay on the floor. Hopefully you have some padding. Carpet would be great. And we're going to begin just laying down flat. Your feet are in front of your knees. Now raise your left leg up. Interlace your hands behind your thigh. You want to avoid your knee that protects your knee. Point your toes. Feel it through your hamstrings. Release, come on down to the carpet. Let's change sides. Release. All right, so now you can come, place your elbows underneath your shoulders. Now the point of this exercise is to taper your quad and stretch through your hamstring. Now you can stay on your elbows like this, and then I'm also going to give Carrie a strap. Now from here, you can raise your left leg up. I'm really confusing my left and right. All right, now lengthen through your legs as much as you can and start to move in an inch, in an inch. Now this is really going to feel very nice through your hamstrings, but because I know we've got a lot of runners out there, we're specifically doing this exercise for you, barre then PR, and your hamstrings are going to love it. So Carrie, if you wouldn't mind laying down and taking the modification. So from here, you lay down flat, take the strap, loop it over the center of your foot. This is why you don't want a stretchy strap. So necktie, robe, belt, dog leash, in. Fight for your straightest leg, whatever that happens to be for you. Let's do 5 more, then we'll do a reset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over on down. Feel free to give yourself a little shake. For me, a little booty shake, and this always feels good. And then come on back up with your same side leg. Really point your toes, moving quickly. In. Now, if you'd like, you can hover your bottom foot off the floor in line with your hip, maybe even a little bit higher than your hip to protect your hip flexors. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release, lower your legs down. Give yourself a gentle arch. All right, let's do it on your other side. Raise your opposite leg up. Point your toes, come to as straight as you can for you. And if you need the modification, you lay down, place your strap over the arch of your foot. And move in an inch, in an inch. Now your foot that's on the carpet that's there to support you, your foot is in front of your knee for the floor. Let's do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. Give yourself a little shake out. And then come back up. Point your toes. Pull in quickly. In. Now if you need to stay in the mod, you can do so. You can come up the way that Carrie is. And then the last step, you can take the challenge. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. Lower your feet down. Give yourself another arch. Just be nice to your neck as we do this. All right, roll back over. Let's set up for some more push-ups. You guys are gonna do 20 on-tempo push-ups. You can be on your knees or the balls of your feet. Ready, begin, move down. 1, down, 2, down, 3, down, 4, down, 5, down, 6, down, 7, down, 8, down, 9, down, final 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. Come back into that puppy stretch that we did in the beginning. Notice how Carrie's hips are over her knees. Exhale, sit on back. Turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Release, very nice. All right, we're gonna move into our abdominal work here. So this is where you need a variety of pillows. We're going to start out in a low curl position. So what's that actually mean? You're gonna want some support. I would say some medium grade pillows. So maybe the throw pillows that you have on your couch or on your bed. Here in the studio, we're gonna take something firmer, place it underneath the black mat. And then we're going to take our rectangle on top. That one's kind of squishy. Now all these mats are stacked like steps. So that's what's matching the curvature of Carrie's spine. Really of anybody's spine. All right, so hold on to the backs of your legs, bend forward at your waist. So you want to make sure the entirety of your low back is pressing down. Pull your belly button in. So all of your support, the top of your support's right underneath your shoulder blades. I'm gonna take us for another little ride. just so that you can see. Now really bend forward at your waist. You should feel your abs shaking here. If you're not, you really want to continue to find your waistline. My pinky might disappear in the folds of my skin. Press your shoulders down, and then imagine your belly button's matching your spine. Now from here, you can send your hands forward and make your abs really do the support of holding you upright. There's no curling here. We're working your TA abs. They're the ones that are attached to your abdominals, or to your diaphragm. Exhale, let's do 3 more. 1, 2, 3, hold back on. Press your shoulder blades down. Now your elbows are pointing out towards the side because you are recruiting your biceps right now, giving your abs a little bit of a break. Come back into your best position. Send your hands forward and hold here for 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold back on. We're gonna take it a little slower. Exhale. Now this is where we mean with controlled breathing. Send your hands forward. Press your shoulder blades down. Your hands can be a little bit wider than your shoulders. Hold for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold back on. Breathe quickly. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Can you send your elbows down to the side? All right, let's send your last subset here in your low curl position. Release your hands forward. Make your abdominals hold yourself upright as much as you can. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. Gently lower your elbows down. Give yourself a little counter stretch. As always, be nice to your neck as you do this. Release. All right, so now we're going to set up for something called high curl. So you need a bit less support here. In studio, all you really need, if anything, might be one of the mats. So at home, if you're doing this on a yoga mat, I would take your yoga mat, roll it up a few times so that it's right underneath your tailbone. Now notice how Carrie's sitting up tall here. That's another difference. Sit up tall, place your feet flat, they're hip distance apart. Send them a little bit more forward. It's gonna take the pressure off your hips. Now from here, raise your arms up. Exhale, hinge on back. Now you know you hit the right spot because your abs start to shake. Let the reverberations make you smile. As your abs start to do some work, you feel them turning on. Press your shoulders down. Once again, bend forward at your waist. There's no curling here. Hold back on. Now this is your reset. At any point, if you feel like you need to hold on, you can do so. Send your hands forward and hold for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold back on. Breathe quickly. Exhale. Exhale. Now, if you're feeling this in your back, that's the wrong spot, so you want to make sure that you add some support underneath you. Press your hips into it. Send your hands forward for a fast 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold back on. Press your shoulders down. Really press them down, and maybe you press them back a bit so that you're not, again, hunching forward. You want to expand through your chest. Make your belly button meet your spine, and then release your hands into a prayer and hold for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold back on. You're halfway through this set of curl. Exhale. Exhale, press your hips into your support. Come back to your prayer for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold back on. Exhale, we'll slow it down. Exhale. All right, now this time you can place your hands on your hips. Hold for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold back on. All right, you're getting ready for that last subset, your last subset. Walk your feet forward just a little bit more in case they crept in. Keep your knees hip distance apart and keep your knees pointed up towards the ceiling. Come back to your hips. Last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Release. All right, so if you've got support behind you, you can remove it. Lay down flat, hug your knees in towards your chest. Now, if you're hugging your knees in, this should feel nice for your low back.